What's up, Postal268 here, and this is part 3 of Nightmare School. If you would like to see parts 1 and 2, there should be a link in this direction to the playlist that will show you, well, not just this, but, you know, my lesson videos. So, without further ado. Okay. So it looks like we've got 2 knights. There's obviously going to be some bigger dudes. Yep, we've got the upgraded knight down there. Oh, and we have a guard. I'm going to try to get them to stay in this little area. Dang it. This area didn't quite pinch them enough to keep them locked in one spot. As you saw him jump, he tagged out. What? Oh, crap. Yeah, so that was not ideal placement. But I still got through it with minimal loss. I guess more realistically, I should have come over here and gone around this way and then funneled them all at me here and then just kept progressively backing up. Or I should have just dashed over here and let them come at me this way, which would have funneled them more closely together. And then generally when there's a lot of enemies here, I kind of use this and circle around it to try to, again, just using the environment to try to make barriers and maintain my placement with the enemies. Alright. Dash into you. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4. I'm having to swing a little slower because if I swing too fast during that, the controller's kind of lagging out on me. Okay, what ability? Oh man, they really want me to win. Heartseeker. Yeah, so finishing a combo is going to deal an additional 10 damage. And I only do 6 per swing, so that's like giving me a whole, you know, a little bit more than 1.5 swings. Okay, this is not ideal. So we have 3 of these guys, but luckily they're not the upgraded versions. So they're going to be pretty quick and easy to kill. This super is not going to be handy because they're all over the place. I don't want to use Concussive Blast because I don't have Soul Burn on it yet. And all that's going to do is push them all away from me. And with these guys, you don't want distance between you. You want to be as close as possible to them. Generally, the combat works when I dash into them. If you don't kill them really quickly, they're going to jump up and behind you. And then you're going to have to turn around and dash into them to continue fighting them while you have the other 2 guys still behind you throwing stuff at you. So another reason to definitely have your guard damage upgraded is to be able to essentially kill them one at a time super quickly. I'll go ahead and show, I won't knock this one's guard until after he's jumped behind me, but I'll show how that kind of a fight would usually go. So you dash into him and then, oh, well, wow, he didn't do it. Okay. So they're just throwing stuff at me. So, but they're backing up into those guys, and I really don't want to fight all these guys at the same time. So as long as you've got the blocking down on these, I would definitely try to keep backing up, let them come at you a little bit, and then dash into him. Yes, they also do that backwards somersault. Let me see if I can get him to jump behind me. No. I do not want to aggro those guys while I'm still fighting one of these. Try to give as much distance as I can here. Alright. Well, it's actually great when they attack you. I guess they're not going to do the jump behind me thing. But yeah, your usual strategy there is you're going to want to just rush them as quickly as possible. And also be mindful if any of them throwing anything. This is going to be fun. I'm going to do my strategy here of not aggroing them. I actually don't have a good strategy for this. Besides, I'm going to come over here, because this is going to funnel them into a smaller spot. As long as he doesn't try to walk around it, which he's trying to do. And I'm too close to the wall to position myself properly. But just maintain. Only 3 slices. I don't want to kill him. Three slices. They got me backed up to a wall here, so it's getting kind of hard to walk around them, but luckily, for some reason, the AI decided to change directions. Okay.
Well done.
Alright. Breaking an enemy. I can't put enemies in stasis. Well, finally, by this point, I should have a lot more super upgrades than that, but finally I have the left super fully upgraded. Something that would have been easy to get early on. Okay, this is pretty much a one-on-one fight. These little dudes are so weak. However, do not underestimate them. If you ignore them, they'll slowly make their way around behind you, and they can get in at least one hit before you have time to react occasionally. I've had that happen. So, first thing I'm going to do is dash into this guy, and I'm going to engage that dude while working my way to this point, because that pillar is going to help me funnel them in one at a time. I don't want to get too far down there, because we've got a normal guard and an upgraded. This one's an upgraded guard. So I guess I'll have to go through the strategy with him. As they get lower, they're gonna start doing stuff like the bosses we just fought. AoE attacks, and you're gonna have way less time to react to their AoE. So you want to stay as close to him as possible, because you really want to slice him to prevent that AoE. If you're really far away from him, that can be a benefit, because then you can just dash out of the range, but this is a very limited map space here. So I want to make sure that there is no distance between me and that guy at all times. And also, once he gets down a certain point, he'll get kind of mad and regenerate his guard completely, and that can be pretty frustrating. Alright, so one less one to deal with. I'm going to go ahead and use my super here to whittle his guard down. Alright, good. Oh, shoot. Dang it. I thought I was going to be able to... That little guy's going to try to come get me now. So just go ahead and get him out of the way so I can deal with him. Yeah, when they start doing that charge, it's always duck. Oh, wow. Man, my weapon is so overpowered right now. That was just as easy as fighting a normal guard. Well, now I've got to... But luckily, I can use this very limited map to my advantage. I'm going to try to take this one out first. Good, he came at me. Oh, what? Okay. Alright, I used my concussive blast to push that one away from me. Because remember, with the upgraded ones, you want to stay as close to them as possible after you get their health down. Because when they get it low enough on health to do that AoE, you want to be able to strike him. So he's going to get mad. Yep. AoE. Right there. Oh, AoE means area of effect. Alright, +2 maximum health crystals. I think I've got plenty of those. That's fully upgraded. I've only got 2 slots left. What this is going to do is make it last for twice as long. I mean, that can be handy. But again, I don't really want to focus on my super for this one. I don't need money. But I do suppose, honestly, I'll just take the health crystals. Because why not? Now I just have a ridiculous amount of health crystals. No matter what weapons you're going with, a ton of health crystals is a good strategy. Because it makes it harder to die. Alright, so we've got some throwy guys. I see a knight. I like to kind of lean over here. That way I won't engage anyone on the other side of that rock. And this will nicely line dudes up for me. It's not nice being up against a wall like this, but now I have put distance between me and the dude that's going to do the AoE. But only because I can kill this guy quickly. And that went pretty smooth. Okay, we have an upgraded thrower. And probably an upgraded knight. I don't want to get too close. I'm going to try to dash around this rock and engage them quickly to take out that. Since I can do soul burn with these, I'll inflict soul burn on everybody. But I'm going to try to rush the throwers while ignoring the knight for as long as possible. As soon as they become engaged, I'm dashing. Alright. Ah! Dang it. Okay, well, didn't go as smoothly as planned, but I have plenty of health crystals to spare. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just see how much damage I can do on a full combo with this guy. Not enough to kill him, but that's alright. Dash into him so that... Oh, he's going to also try to knock you back sometimes. He wants that distance there so you can't see his attacks. Just keep that in mind. When he's about to frenzy, just plaster yourself to his face. Unless, of course, you can't block his frenzy. If you're not good enough to be able to block his frenzy, then just run away. Ooh, flame starved. Yeah, I'll take that. Now I get an additional 50% damage to health and guard to anyone with soul burn on them. So now my strategy is just to inflict soul burn, which I can do with this. But since that's going to knock him back, and I only want to fight him one at a time, I'm going to let him come to me, and then I'm going to activate this. Try to get it where he doesn't go too far back. Oh man, I dealt so much damage I got him in one combo. That is nuts. Oh no. Okay, so this is a bad situation. We've got two throwers and a very open map with little cover. The only cover I have is that rock there. But if I get close to that rock, now I've got the big guy to contend with. I could draw them back here and probably make it where I just fight the big dude, but I'm going to have to keep an eye on both of those guys. So this is the point I got to make a decision. I want to kill them first, but that could be risky. That is sort of what lost me health crystals in the last section, was I was focusing too hard on the throwers. I had too much anxiety about them. So what I'm going to try for this run is to simply engage, see if I can get close enough to engage the big guy only. Yes, it worked. Alright, so there's a nice little tip and trick there. I aggroed the big guy and not the little ones, which is going to make this fight substantially easier. He's going to do AoE. Nope, charge. Alright. I've only got one dash left, so I gotta get close enough. Now remember that some supers can actually stop the things that they're throwing. So if you notice there, I use the concussive blast to destroy the thing coming at me, push them away, and then I changed targets because I knew the first one was going to take a second before it could respond, and I'd already dealt damage. So if I could take out the first one quickly, I could then change to the other one before he had time to start throwing things at me. He, she, whatever it is. Okay, what do we have here? Dealing guard damage to enemies grants ×2 supercharge. I could increase my health crystals, but at this stage of where we're at, I haven't been keeping count, so I don't actually know how far I am from the boss. So I'm going to go ahead and just heal. I have plenty of health crystals. Alright, so we have this section again. And we've got an upgraded thrower, an upgraded knight, and an upgraded thrower. And if I were a betting man, I'd say there's more stuff that I can't see yet. So my strategy, because I've got this giant pillar here, I'm going to go this way and try to take that out first. There's probably a dude on the other side of this pillar too, though. You know, that's another part of getting used to this stuff, is learning generally where the enemies spawn. I know it randomizes a little bit each time, but there are patterns to what they do. You will see a lot of the same stuff over and over. So I've got 3 dashes. I'm going to do 1, 2. Oh, wow. Really? Okay. That was weird. I don't usually see the little dudes here. Oh, wait. My bad. I should have done 3 strikes. That's okay. Now remember, this isn't going to stun him to prevent the frenzy, so I'm going to have to block the frenzy. But after the frenzy, he's wide open. Alright, looks like that's the only dude. I'm going to go around the long way, because it's going to give me more cover options. He's going to get aggroed while I'm still in the open area there. So. Oh, he's summoning guys. It's been a while since I've seen that. I'm so overpowered I can do that in just one combo. That's great. Alright. Man, I hate whenever you put a VR headset, like your face and your nose and everything, your eyebrows, it's all going to start itching. I have a ton of health crystals, so I'm going to upgrade my health damage. I mean, I have so many modifiers, increasing percentages, that upping my health damage at this point will be very beneficial. Oh, we're already at the boss. I mean, I figured I might be close, but no, it was that close. Good thing I went with the health when I did. Alright. Final boss time. For the first bit, he's going to jump down in the middle, and it's going to be pretty basic, you know, fighting him just like in the first area. But after he's taken a certain amount of damage, he'll jump up and go either to the left or the right side, and then he'll start doing a big AoE attack. While he's doing that, he'll have a combo slash on his head. So when he moves, you want to, as quickly as possible, close the distance. You want to get right on top of him, have your sword up and ready, and when you see what direction to slash him in that immediately. I'm trying to think of the phases after that. If I'm remembering the order of everything correctly, I think if you do enough damage to him, he'll jump back up to the middle, and then we're going to have AoE spawning in. So I like to stand in the middle there and face the back of the map. And I'm going to dash once this way. He'll do another AoE. I'll dash again this way. And then I'll turn to face him. He'll do a third AoE. And I'll dash to him again. If we're lucky, the way his AoEs work here is there's a circle, a big one, and then there's 4 little circles. If you're lucky, the 4 little circles are going to be oriented here and here. That way you can clearly go straight back and forth at the boss. If you're unlucky, it's going to be sideways from that orientation, and you're going to have to dash in sideways kind of directions, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult, especially when fighting the enemies that you're going to fight later on. So whatever orientation that it is in for this fight, you're going to need to memorize that orientation so that you know what directions you're going to have to dash in an emergency. Because those AoEs are going to constantly be popping up while on a later stage when he spawns some enemies to fight. Now, after the third AoE that he does here, he's going to start throwing knives at you. You're going to block those knives, and then there's going to be another AoE. You're going to dash out of it. Then he's going to throw more, and while on the second volley, before they've all reached you, another AoE is going to pop up at the same motion. So I try to get my arm in position to block, then quickly turn and dash in the direction. Again, if you have the perfect placement of the AoE, this is super easy because you don't have to turn around and aim your dash anywhere. You can just go straight forward. This is why I prefer that, but I don't know exactly how to aim it. It doesn't, I haven't been able to figure out the mechanics behind it yet, but let's see, after that he's gonna come back down and you're gonna go through a period of fighting him and then him jumping away to either the left or the right side and throwing stuff at you. There's also, I think when he comes back, he does a big AoE. When he does his big AoE on him, he'll spawn a circle at his feet, and then more circles will spawn shortly after around the original circle. My strategy for that is I stand outside the first circle. Once it's dissipated, I dash into him and inside the second circle to avoid the second circle. That way I get a little dash impact on him and I can start attacking him before he's done with his AoE. I can't remember if there's anything else during that period. I mean, he does have a few different patterns of AoEs. We'll see in this, like the line coming at me. There's also a circle that'll start at him and then come around to you. And again, that'll dissipate where he is before it reaches you, so you can dash into him. But after you've dealt enough damage to him, he'll jump back up on the podium and he's going to spawn 2 throwers and 2 upgraded knights. You're going to want to take out the throwers immediately, because he's also, while you're fighting these 4 enemies, he's going to be doing AoE on you. So you have AoE to deal with, you've got throwers to deal with, and you got knights to deal with all at the same time. It's very advisable to not piss off the knight. If at all possible, ignore the knights as much as you can before you have taken out the throwers. After that, if you kill all of them, which, another little thing to notice, if you lose a bunch of health and you've got all your health crystals gone, you will gain 1 health crystal back going into the fight with the 4 enemies. So there's at least a tiny little reprieve if you're doing really bad. But after you've killed the 4 enemies, he's going to jump back down, and when he does that, he's going to go into a frenzy. He is going to do a whole bunch of crazy attacks on you. It is a unique attack pattern just to that frenzy, so it's a really hard one to learn because it's at the whole end of the game and you're not going to see it super often. But it is advisable to try to learn it. I still have not fully learned it. There seems to be a spot that he always hits me at when he drops down to do an AoE, but there's supposed to be a point where he has a thing on his head and you can hit him and cancel out his frenzy, but I've never been able to not take damage before that point. So the best strategy is to try to just mess him up as quickly as possible before it gets to that point. Supers are going to be your friend here. If you have the trap supers, those are really handy. But yeah, the final fight is going to be the most difficult part as he circles through a lot of his AoE stuff. He's attacking quickly, he's got his frenzy, but as long as you can deal damage to him quickly, you can get through it fast. But this is certainly the longest and hardest fight of the map, or the game, I mean. Ooh. I can't tell you how many great runs I've done just to die here, you know? I die a lot at the boss. I was trying to do the, what? I was trying to do the Monk of Rokari on Nightmare, last night, where you have both of the weapons you can't do anything with. And I got to the boss. I got to the final boss here, but died here. So, let's go ahead and begin the fight. Once you've gotten about here, he'll jump down. He's hurt from our first fight. I'm gonna immediately, because I have Flame Serrated, which makes me do 50% more damage, I'm gonna start off giving him Soul Burn. That's gonna give me a huge advantage here. Dang it. Now, when he's doing that, it's best to do it a little slow. Line up your swing for when his head gets to you, and swing as soon as his head gets back up. So yeah, he moved over to his AoE, and I sliced him. Doing another AoE here. Still a small one, though. Alright. Oh, I've dealt enough damage. Get to the middle. I want my dashes to come back as soon as possible. Gotta get in the middle here. Dang it, they're sideways. That's gonna be a little bit of annoying. But if I go off to the side here... Alright. Okay. Oh yeah, and there's the third frenzy of things he's throwing at me. Okay. Now this is his big AoE, so I'm gonna dash in. Oh, I hit something with my hand. Alright, now he's gonna throw stuff at me. Oh. Alright, come on, run at me, buddy. AoE, dash back, dash forward. With this fight, it's best to try to reserve as many dashes as possible because they are necessary for avoiding certain things. Alright, slash, slash, slash. Take your time with that and wait for his head to return to center. Ooh. Alright, dash backwards, dash forwards. He's close. One. Alright. Now I know that my AoE he's going to hit me with is going to be sideways. There's going to be, as you see these swords here, knights here, and in the corners, the throwers. My AoE is going to be sideways, so I'm trying to position myself where, because he's going to do one on me first thing, I can dash out of it and into the thrower. Oh, what? How did he glitch over to the side? Alright, that's not normal. That totally messed me up. Alright, I'm just going to take my time. Wait for the AoE. Oh, no! Alright, well, I got away from those guys into these guys. So, it's one less of them to deal with. AoE at any second. Yep. Alright, keep trying to kite the knights away from this guy as much as possible. Alright, now before I do a whole lot, I'm waiting for the AoE. Alright, I've got a second. So now, I want to kill this dude really quickly. Alright, one's out of the way. AoE, dang it. I'm touching stuff physically in the real world. Where am I standing? Alright, out of the AoE. Alright, I have to pause this. Okay. Arms out. This is my guardian. He's gonna be really mad at this point. I don't have anything real good to deal with this, so. Dang it. I just used up both of my supers. Oh, he is so low. That is lucky. I've got a lot of health, though. Oh, wow. Okay, well, you didn't get to see a whole lot of the end fight, but if you've built up your perks well enough, then it can make that final section easy like that. So, for our students today, would you show them how to eat like a good boy? Eat it. One final pro tip for the lesson today. If you don't crush his heart, he's gonna get back up. just a heads up. I actually didn't even know that until I was watching someone else's video. Because I was bored, so I thought I'd see if any new content had come out since I had stopped making content. And this guy, he was just whacking away at that heart, whacking away at it, but didn't realize that he had needed to grab it and crush it. And the boss got back up and he had to fight it again. Not full health, obviously, but it'll rewind you back into the final section of the fight. Aha. Oh, another thing too, if you want to keep track of all the weapons that you have beat Nightmare with, you know, just hold them up like this, get the color of the portal behind it, and just take a screenshot. I think I already have a screenshot with these, so I'm not going to bother with it. But hopefully that was some good tips for overall the entirety of the enemies and strategies for Nightmare. I will think about it. I'm not the best teacher. Like I said, I had nothing written out for this. I'm just saying stuff as I think about it.
Well done,
But I will try to think about coming up with a curriculum or something to mention or to discuss each individual weapons and their strategy. You saw a little bit of my strategy with these, but I was kind of purposely not using their supers very much to show as much combat as I could with just swords, but I did obviously utilize them here and there, but substantially less than I would normally. When I'm normally trying to beat this, I use my supers almost immediately, unless I have a particular thing I save them for. But yeah, so this is Advanced Tips Lesson 1. It's been Postal268, and thanks for watching.